What's this? A letter for me.
Welcome to another episode of Through the Mail Thursdays with Remember the Great Sports, and this is the first of a few Olympics themed videos that I'm going to be sharing with you over the next few weeks. So starting with this week and the next 3 weeks, I'm going to be sharing with you Olympic TTM returns. Now, unfortunately, I came up one short for having 3 for every video. So this video, it's going to be a little bit shorter because I'm only going to share 2 successes with you. But I promise next week, and the week after, and the week after that, I will have 3 successes, so back to normal. So this first one is baseball themed, and it is a return from former 1984 Team USA member Bob Caffrey on 2 of the Team USA 85 tops, and a third 1988 Jacksonville Expos set. And I searched high and low through all my minor league cards, and that's the only minor league card of Bob Caffrey that I had in my entire collection. So very happy to have this success. I've never gotten the 85 card signed by him before, so very happy to add it to my collection. So let me tell you about Bob Caffrey and his career in college, Team USA, and as a professional player. Caffrey, a Anaheim, California native, attended high school in California, then later went to Cal State Fullerton, where he played college baseball for the Titans. In the 1984 season, Cal State Fullerton won the 1984 College World Series. That year, he hit 28 home runs and drove in 90 runs, RBIs that year, the 5th most in college baseball. That summer, he played for the U.S. 1984 Olympic team that eventually would go on to win the silver medal. He appeared in the Olympics mainly as a designated hitter, coming off that hot college season. And unfortunately, he only caught about 4 innings the entire time for Team USA. And like I said, was primarily used as a designated hitter that year during the Olympics. Well, the 1984 draft came around, and the Montreal Expos selected him 13th overall in the draft that year. At the time, he got a signing bonus of $100,000, which was a lot of money then. He made his professional debut with the West Palm Beach Expos, a Class A Advanced Florida State League team, appearing in 12 games. In 1985, Caffrey suffered an injury on his shoulder and basically missed most of the season. He had reconstructive surgery performed on the shoulder the next season and missed the first half of the 86 season as well. When he was activated, he played for West Palm Beach, only appearing in 13 games in 86. Due to his injury, the Expos moved Caffrey to first base going into 1987. He split the season between West Palm Beach and the Burlington Expos in Burlington, Iowa of the Midwest League. Well, he combined had a decent season where he hit .243 and smacked 20 home runs. Well, the Expos thought that his form was coming back, and the following year in 1988, he was promoted to Double-A Jacksonville, which is that set right there, of the Southern League. At that point, he was serving as a backup catcher, trying to make it as a catcher again, and after that year, he batted .263 with only 4 home runs. In 1989, he was invited to come to spring training with the Expos. However, the Expos decided to release him from his contract, and at that point, I don't think he played after his release from the Expos. According to his Wikipedia page, while he was in Burlington, Iowa, he met his future wife, and he relocated to that area after his retirement and worked for a beer distribution center. It also says on his Wikipedia, and again, you don't know how accurate Wikipedia is, that he moved back to California, but I can tell you that I sent the autograph request to Burlington, Iowa. So he is back indeed living in Burlington, Iowa. Not sure if he's retired. He's probably at the age where he could be retired, but maybe he's still working. I'm not really sure. But very happy to add Bob Caffrey to the collection. Getting a couple of the 1984 Team USA, as I had never gotten Bob Caffrey before. I'm very happy to do so. All right, moving on to the next one. And this one is postmarked from St. Louis, Missouri. And I have gotten this individual both through the mail now, and I've actually met him a couple times in person as well. Check that. My father went somewhere once where he was signing. Then I met him in person a second time. And I think a third time I just happened to run into him at a softball game or something. I don't remember. And who am I talking about other than 1988 Team USA member Andy Bennis on one. A second Padres card featuring him in his Evansville uniform. A minor league all-star card of the Las Vegas Stars. And a 1989 Texas League card signed by him in black Sharpie. And the only thing I can think of, I've seen him sign in blue Sharpie for almost every single person. And maybe it's because I sent him this card that he decided to sign it in black, because it is there, over his black jersey. But if he signed it in blue, he thought maybe it wouldn't show up, or he just happened to have a black Sharpie laying around that day, and that's what he signed. But not a big deal. Like I said, I've got all these other three signed in blue already. These were just extras, and I sent to him, seeing that he was signing specifically in mind, so I could talk about his time on Team USA during the Olympics. So let me tell you about Andy Bennis and his career in baseball. Standing at 6'6", Andy Bennis, an Evansville, Indiana native, attended high school in Evansville, then would later go on to play for Evansville University. Bennis would be featured on Team USA, a 1988 gold medal winning team. He would appear in a few games for Team USA that year. Well, he would eventually be drafted in 1988, number 1 overall in the draft. After signing his pro contract, Bennis was assigned to minor league affiliates, and you can see the Texas League and AAA, and he just flew through the minor league system. I mean, he just rapidly progressed through the minor leagues for Wichita Wranglers and the Las Vegas Stars, is it? Yes, Las Vegas Stars. And in his rookie season in August, he made his major league debut for the Padres. He would then be named Rookie of Pitcher of the Year by the Sporting News just in that short stint that he was up in the majors. Bennis would pitch for the Padres the next few seasons, including making an all-star appearance in 1993 with the Padres. At the trading deadline on July 31st, 1995, he was traded from the Padres to the Seattle Mariners for Mark Newfield and Ron Malone. He would finish the year in 1995 with the Mariners, and then would sign with the St. Louis Cardinals during the offseason. In 1996, with the Cardinals, he rejuvenated his career, pitching to his career-high 18 wins and 10 losses for the Cardinals during the 96 season. Despite having this record, he did not make the All-Star team, but did finish, rather highly in the Cy Young Award-winning voting the next. Well, he would spend the next season with the Cardinals, and his record would just be 10-7. And after the 1997 season, the Cardinals were on the verge of re-signing Bennis. However, with some technical issues with deadlines, paperwork, whatever, the Cardinals' offer was not done, and he was able to sign with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Well, the unique thing about Mr. Bennis is he was the first pitcher in the history of the Arizona Diamondbacks franchise. And I don't have a Diamondbacks card here, but he spent 2 seasons with the Diamondbacks, and then in 2000, he decided to return to St. Louis and make that contract valid. And his return to St. Louis at 32 years old, he went 13-9, appearing in 30 games that year, starting 27 of them. Well, by 2001, the season was split. His ERA kind of jumped a little bit, and Bennis only started 27 of the 19 games he appeared in. So he was used in long relief. In 2002, Bennis would return to the starting rotation, starting 17 of 18 games for the Cardinals, and at 34 years old went 5-4 with a 2.78 ERA. Well, after the 2000 season, Bennis decided to retire and focus on his family. And I say family, the Bennis family, his brothers, I say plural, also played professionally. His brother Alan also was a St. Louis Cardinal, but he has another brother named Adam Bennis who also pitched in the Cardinals organization very briefly. But more importantly, his son, Drew Bennis, and another son also played for the University of Missouri, but he was an infielder, the other son was. But Drew Bennis was a pitcher in the Cardinals organization for a little while. So he focused on being a father, more or less, after the 2002 season and trying to help his kids come pros. Neither of the Bennis sons became major leaguers, but I can say that his son, Drew Bennis, is now a pitching coach. I want to say on an East Coast team somewhere. So another neat trivia fact about Andy Bennis, that hint, hint, this might be a trivia question down the road, is that number one overall picks, we're talking about just legitimately number one overalls, not first rounders, but the number one overall pick, like Ken Griffey Jr., Bryce Harper, etc. Andy Bennis has the most career wins of any number one overall pick. Think about that. That includes Steven Strasburg. That includes, some of these superstar people that have been drafted as number one picks. Overall, Andy Bennis has more wins as a pitcher than any number one overall pick. So think about that. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm very happy to add a couple more Andy Bennises to the collection, especially this Texas League autograph. Again, I've gotten this Team USA card signed in person. Mr. Bennis, when I told him in person that I was trying to collect the whole set, he said, well, good luck with that, was kind of his reaction. And I said, well, my two toughies are Jim Abbott and Tino Martinez. Those are the two toughest guys to get out of the set, because at that point I gotten Robin Ventura as well. So very happy to add Mr. Caffrey to the collection. I hope you enjoyed this Olympic themed video. Like I said, I only had 2 returns this week, but I promise I'm going to have a full boat of 3 next week and the week after, because they are not baseball related. They are other sports in Olympics, and I've been holding on to those autograph returns for a while so I could specifically save them just to share with you during the Olympics. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and as always, happy collecting.